Welcome to Big Ten Today. Glad to have you with us here in our Chicago studios on the Big Ten Network. Mike Hall alongside Courtney Bostic, Michigan sprinter from 2016 on, right?
Yes.
All right, so what made you choose Ann Arbor as your place for college?
So this is actually very interesting, and not a lot of people know this, but my father played football at the University of Michigan, as did my goddad, and so it's kind of been embedded since I was born. When I was little, all I saw was Michigan, and actually, fun fact, I actually worked the Michigan's football camps in the summer when I was like 6 years old, and I would make Gatorade, and they actually gave me a check with my name on it. So that was my first actual job.
Your first job was making Gatorade for the Michigan athletes.
I think I did a great job. So
that's good. Now you got something to fall back on.
I do.
That's great. All right, let's race day like the nerves. You've got so much put into it. You wait for your race. You're walking up to it. I can't imagine what that feels like.
It's nerve-wracking, but it's exciting. You've prepared for this. It's something you've done before, so you're really excited about it. I think the most important thing, especially when I was running, was not to think so much about numbers, but just go run like you do every single day.
Well, let's see how our athletes did in that. This is the TF Simmons Harvey Invitational. Women's 60-meter final. There goes Brianna Bates.
This is a close race. It's so short, but look at her form. She's really quick. She got on the blocks amazing, and she finished really well.
Personal best 7.45, beating out Alyssa Robinson by 1/100th of a second. In the women's 200-meter final, Bates again has her teammate Asia Lawrenson, and both of them ran PRs to go 1 and 3 in this race.
Both Bates and Asia are coming off of that turn amazing. If you look at their arms, if you look at their form, that's a great example of endurance. They're finishing strong arms, strong legs. Everything looks great. This is an amazing finish.
Maize and Blue get the win with 140 points over Notre Dame, MSU, and Indiana. What are your initial thoughts on what we saw in this meet?
That was a great example of a way to start the season. This is an early meet. You really want to come out strong, but you don't want to be so focused and consumed with numbers. But that's just an example of strength and preparation, which is the most important. And they won a team trophy, so that's very important too.
How hard is that to be that focused on your early season meet?
It takes discipline. It takes going to practice every day and keeping that in mind. It takes going to the weight room, and every little thing is important.
Biggest storylines to you from this past year?
OSU, and OSU is going to be somebody to look out for the next year. Not only did they win outdoor Big Tens, but they beat the record for team points. So what that means is they swept. So they're winning lots of events, so everybody's eyes are on them. So when you go into training for the next season, everybody's looking at those numbers to beat, and when they're at practice, they're looking at that result for that meet.
We welcome you to Ann Arbor for the 2022 Simmons Harvey Invite at the UM Indoor Track Building. We're about a month away from the Big Ten Championships in Geneva, Ohio. And we welcome you in with former Big Ten sprinter and Michigan Wolverine, Courtney Bostic, Connor Runyon with you. And while we are still a month away from the Big Ten Indoor Championships, this is an event that scores and counts today with the trophy on the line.
Yes, and although that trophy is important, you really want to make sure you're coming away with this meet with something to work on at practice. You really want to have some numbers to go back to and work with your coach and teammates with. So although the trophy is important, the numbers are as well.
Well, we've got several Big Ten athletes that will be up on the podium individually today and maybe moving forward in Geneva at the Big Ten Championships. Which of those athletes catches your eye today the most?
Brianna Bates. Brianna will be running the 60-meter dash as well as the 200-meter dash today. And the importance of that is, the 60 is all about top-end speed, and the 200, you get that endurance in there. So if she can really hit it off with the 60-meter dash, I'm sure the 200 will be a flawless race for her.
So, Courtney, we're coming up on the 60-meter hurdles. I know you're looking forward to this in a big way.
This is one of the events that I'm very excited for. This is one of the events you would want to really make it to finals. It's such a short race, so watching this and watching how close everybody is during the race, it's really exciting to watch because you want to make sure you have a good start. And honestly, you know how they say, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. With the 60, that is not the case. You really want to start great and finish well. It's a tight race.
Check out lane 5 here. Asia Lawrenson with the best time.
Great hurdle clearance, great arms. You can see her finishing really, really strong, and that's why it's really important for this race. This race is so close, you really want to make sure that you're really leaning in at the end of it to make sure you can cut off any extra milliseconds or anything like that.
From what your teammates have told you about their experience with the long jump, toughest part of doing this indoors?
I think the toughest part of doing a long jump indoors is, I know I said earlier about the wind, but the crazy thing is the wind can also be to your advantage. So you have no advantage of the wind helping you out. It's still air. You're just moving, so you can't really like rely on the wind to help you out in any way. But at the same time, it can't hurt you.